Before prog rock had a name, and before psychedelic jams went cosmic, Spirit dropped an album that sounded like nothing else. Spirit didn't just play rock, they bent it, stretched it, and sprinkled jazz dust all over it. This wasn't just a record, it was a sonic experiment that crashed the party and rewrote the guest list. Welcome to Album of the Week, where we dig into the records that shook the world. No fluff, no filler, just the stories behind the music. This week it's Spirit, the debut album from a band that refused to color inside the line. Released January 22, 1968, right in the heart of the psychedelic explosion. This record was a kaleidoscope of rock, jazz, and pure California weirdness. The late 60s were all about pushing boundaries, and Spirit took that mission seriously. While other bands were chasing flower power hits, Spirit was blending jazz improvisation with rock riffs and orchestral textures. This album gave us fresh garbage, a funky, sarcastic jab at a consumer culture. It gave us Mechanical World, a brooding epic that feels like noir soundtrack. And Uncle Jack? That's pure psychedelic sunshine with a twist. Why revolutionary? Because it didn't fit any box. It was too jazzy for straight rock, too heavy for folk, too smart for bubblegum. Spirit carved their own lane and drove a freaky, beautiful car down it. Spirit was a band of contrasts. Randy California, a teenage guitarist prodigy who once jammed with Jimi Hendrix. Ed Cassidy, the drummer who looked like a jazz elder because he was. At 44, he was decades older than his bandmates and played like a thunder in a tux. Jay Ferguson, the soulful voice and keyboard wizard. Mark Andes on bass and John Locke on keys, adding depth and color. Fun fact, Cassidy was Randy's stepfather, making Spirit one of the most unusual family affairs in rock history. Another fun fact, Randy got his nickname from Hendrix himself, who called him California during their time together in New York. Here's the cool stuff. The album was produced by Lou Adler, the same guy behind The Mamas and the Papas and Carole King. He gave Spirit the freedom to get weird, and they did. Fresh Garbage became a cult classic, even later sampled by Led Zeppelin during live jams. And speaking of Led Zeppelin, here's the controversy. Spirit's instrumental Taurus from this album became the center of decades-long legal battle. Why? Because its descending guitar figure sounds eerily similar to the opening of Stairway to Heaven. Zeppelin opened for Spirit early on, so did they borrow the idea? Courts eventually ruled in Zeppelin's favor, but the debate still rages among fans and musicologists. Chart success? Modest. The album peaked at number 31 on Billboard, but its influence was way bigger than its numbers. Why does it still matter? Because Spirit proved that rock could be art without losing its edge. They laid the groundwork for progressive rock, jazz fusion, and even the jam band scene. Without Spirit, there's no Yes, no Steely Dan, no Fish. This album was a blueprint for musical freedom, and it still sounds fresh today. So, what's your favorite track? The sly groove of Fresh Garbage, the haunting beauty of Taurus, Drop your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear your spirit stories. And if you want more tales like this, grab the Rock and Roll Almanac, your ultimate guide to albums that changed everything. Hit subscribe, smash that cowbell, and keep it loud, because here, rock isn't nostalgia. It's a revolution that never ends.